Hi, it's Dan Westerveld again for the Sales Channel. This time I'd like to talk to you about something that is rather underrated in the sales industry, and that is the power that lies in saying absolutely nothing. The power of the pause. This is the most misunderstood, frequently overlooked, and certainly underutilized part of a deliberate pause during an otherwise animated and lively presentation. Songwriters, playwrights, negotiators, politicians, actors, comedians, they've all used this power to enhance and empower their messages. How does this work? Well, we've all heard William Shatner on Star Trek say at the first half of the line, pause for a moment, and then finish with a dramatic flourish. This is really not that different. Anybody who appears in front of audiences as a public speaker knows that this has tremendous power. And the reason for that is very simple. Nothing else in the world can do what this does. And it does a couple of things. First of all, we see it, we understand, even appreciate it at the time. But because it's so subtle, so passive as a part of the conversation, we're really not seeing it as we should if we were watching it, for instance, on a rerun of a movie. The it to which I refer to is what's called the pregnant pause or the ce-soit. Other non-speech ideas which force you to listen, which give you a chance to absorb the words, the thoughts, and the meanings that you've just been presented. Why is it so powerful? Well, firstly, it allows the listener a chance to really think about what's just been said and wrap their brain around it, which is always very good. Second, it emphasizes the content of what was just said. And third, and most importantly, it encourages a response from that person, because that dead air, as humans in conversation, we typically want to fill that dead air. Nature does really a vacuum, and we want to help fill it. So, what I'm really talking about, and it's not the natural pauses that occur during a normal sentence. This is a deliberate pause, a technique of using broad stroke bullet points punctuated by pauses. Why is this so important? Well, number one, it can really paint you as an active listener. You've made your point, and you're waiting for a response. But as an active listener, you're not talking. You're waiting for that space to be filled by the person you've just addressed. Either way, what you're doing is you're shifting the emphasis of the sales conversation to the prospect, which is actually what you need to do. You know, the golden rule in selling is that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, and we should use them in proportion to what we were given. Namely, that we're supposed to listen twice as much as we talk. This enables us as salespeople to pause as well and consider what our next statement's going to be. Question. It's a wonderful tool. It's an absolutely amazing tool. And 9 times out of 10, what it'll do is to make your prospect feel as though they've been more validated by it than you coming in and just vomiting a rehearsed, rote sales pitch. Because you have to remember, a good salesperson engages in selling conversations, not monologues. They're dialogues. You want that person talking. In fact, you want them talking more than you. So for Dan Westerveld, this is the Sales Channel. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to pause. It'll do you wonders in your next sales conversation. We'll see you soon.